Hello, this is another edition of the Stuart Doll Show, starring myself, Stuart Doll. Coming to you live from my house right here in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. What else? It's still warm, really warm out there. I believe right now the current temperature in Winnipeg is 27 degrees and the humidex is about 35. What do you expect? It's been hot lately. What else? In sports-related news, I believe tonight is the home run derby. A part of the All-Star competition and that tonight in Cincinnati, Ohio. I don't know how it's going to play out. Because of the weather or not. Whatever. Anyways, and then the actual All-Star game itself is tomorrow night in Cincinnati, Ohio, and I think it's gonna come down to basically who wants more of the National League or the American League. It all comes down to that. What else? It's gonna be an interesting episode of Monday Night Raw. We'll just have to wait and see what happens with Kevin Owens and that. Is he gonna come out and interrupt John Cena again? When John Cena has his United States WWE United States Championship open challenge that he's been having for a number of weeks. We'll wait to see if Kevin Owens comes out and says the same old garbage like like last week Kevin Owens said, I'm getting really sick and tired of the same old crap you say every week, John Cena, and blah 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 blah. You know what? And this is all I gotta say about Kevin Owens. You know what, Kevin Owens? Even though you lost your NXT title to Finn Balor in Tokyo, Japan, this is all I gotta say for Kevin Owens. You know what? You lost your title. Grow up and grow a set of big ass French Canadian sized balls. And sorry for the language in that, and about you French Canadians, but you know what? Sometimes like Kevin Owens really has to learn to grow, just grow it up and be a man and grow a set of balls for life, instead of attacking John Cena out of nowhere, really does Kevin Owens really have to be the biggest asshole on planet Earth, in the WWE, NXT/NXT, whatever. But sorry for the language in that. But anyways, even though this deal, potential bailout deal has been reached for Greece, I believe it still has to go through the Greek Parliament. So I believe the Greek Parliament in Greece has to till I believe about Wednesday to do it. Otherwise, really, for Greece to accept this deal, and then the Greek, Parliament to be a bunch of fucking dickheads. And sorry for the language for that and that, but and this is for this people of Greece and the citizens of Greece. You know what? Your prime minister, Alexis Tsipras, is trying to carve out a bailout deal for your country, because as it stands right now, the Greek banks are rationing out cash, and people are the citizens of Greece are going the citizens of Greece are being a bunch of whiny being a bunch of whiny, you know, bitches right now. And again, sorry for the language, but that's just my opinion. Because really, like really, does the Greek Parliament really want to, really, literally want to fuck up, the country's chances of, this, you know, this third bailout, in the last 5 years? Really, this is all I gotta say, for the Greek Parliament. And that, why don't you people, actually grow up and stop being a bunch of whiny, assholes, and actually, how about you actually, and this is also for the Greek government, grow up and, grow a set of balls if you actually have any. And again, sorry, but, this is, these are my opinions, and that, but, whatever. What else? Other than that, looks like it's gonna be, a really interesting Monday Night Raw. We're gonna, wait to see, see what actually happens, with Seth Rollins tonight, because he doesn't have JJ Security, aka Jamie Noble and Joey Mercury, because of the rampage that Brock Lesnar went on last week, and the whole car was damaged, beyond belief. Brock Lesnar, like I said, literally took 2 axes and that, started damaging the side of the car, the hood, and all around the car. Smashed the side windows, broke one of the back doors off its hinges and that, and suplexed Joey Mercury into the windshield and that, aggravating, an already, previous, serious neck injury that Joey Mercury had already, had to begin with. And then on top of that, Jamie Noble suffers a fractured arm courtesy of a Kimura lock that Brock Lesnar had put on Jamie Noble. And you know what? In my opinion, I think J&J Security, Jamie Noble and Joey Mercury actually deserve what they got. I think this may, teach them a lesson. You don't mess with the beast incarnate, Brock Lesnar. He is a former UFC heavyweight champion, and he's a WWE superstar, but Brock Lesnar, also Brock Lesnar is simply an ass kicker. He loves to hurt people. And unfortunately, I really hate to say this, I think, the Seth Rollins, days as the WWE World Heavyweight Champion may be numbered, as of, this coming Sunday at WWE Battleground. Yeah, because I think simply Brock Lesnar's gonna he's not only gonna win, I think gonna win the WWE title, Brock Lesnar is simply going to hurt that slimy, sleaze ball and snotball Seth Rollins, to the point that the WWE doctors and paramedics actually have to come down to the ring and strap Seth Rollins to a stretcher and send him to the nearest hospital. I seriously hope that happens to Seth Rollins, because Seth Rollins is nothing more than a pain in the ass, parasite, whatever you want to call him, to the WWE universe. And that, what else? Other than that, week 4 of the CFL season is wrapping up tonight. And then week 5, I believe, starts on Thursday. There's only one game Thursday night on Thursday Night Football on TSN for the CFL, and then there's 2 games, I believe, on Friday. One of them being at 9 o'clock. A rematch of last week, the Saskatchewan Roughriders versus the BC Lions. It's going to be interesting to see what happens in that game. What else? And I honestly, and then I believe there's the Ottawa Red Blacks versus the Edmonton Eskimos. That's also going to be an interesting game because you got the veteran quarterback Henry Burris going against the Edmonton Eskimos, and it's going to be really interesting to see what happens in that game. And then I believe the only other game in week 5 then on Saturday night is the Winnipeg Blue Bombers versus the Calgary Stampeders. Again, even though Winnipeg, won their last game 25-23, like this week they gotta step it up. Like, the offense has to step it up. Their defense has to step it up. Even though their defense did well the last game, in my opinion. Winnipeg, I think, in my opinion, the keys to their game on Saturday against the Calgary Stampeders, whoever is the returner on kickoff return and punt return, they have to catch the ball in the air, run as fast as they can, and get good field position for Drew Willie and the Winnipeg Blue Bombers offense. And then the offensive linemen have to protect Drew Willie, well enough, or it'd be, on passing plays and that, especially on passing plays, because if they don't, Drew Willie's just going to get drilled to the field all night long. And I think right off the bat Saturday night between the Winnipeg Blue Bombers and the Calgary Stampeders, the Winnipeg Blue Bombers they have to establish that running game right off the bat. Because if they don't, I think, in my opinion, if the Winnipeg Blue Bombers don't establish that running game right off the bat, it's not going to work for the passing game too. But that's just, my honest opinion. What else? Looks like, I don't know if it's happened still that, certain countries now are trying to, limit, Iran's, nuclear ambitions and that. But, I don't know, how that's, going to come about or, whatever. What else? Other than that, looks like WWE Battleground this Sunday is going to be really awesome because there's, like matches like, so far such as Roman Reigns versus Bray Wyatt, and then for the Intercontinental title it's Ryback versus The Miz versus Big Show. Then there's the WWE Tag Team titles between the Primetime Players and the New Day. And then there's the WWE World Heavyweight title between Seth Rollins and Brock Lesnar. That sure just to be an outright, I think in my opinion, outright slaughter for Seth Rollins, but that's my opinion. And that, other than that, I think it's really shaping up to be an awesome payback. WWE Payback is sure to be, an awesome pay-per-view. And that, what else? This has been another edition of Stuart Dahl Show. I am signing off for now. For you young people, stay in school, stay out of trouble. You'll be fine in this heat, in this hot weather this week. Drink lots of water. Make sure you have a hat on. Put sunscreen on. You'll wear loose clothing, whatever. And also especially if you older adults. But for now, I'll be saying peace and bye-bye for now.